channel. Today's video we're going to be learning how to do this puff bubble knit stitch tutorial. As you can see, it's kind of a raised effect and it adds a lot of texture to your work, and I thought it was just perfect for these upcoming colder months. So to do this, we're going to cast on a multiple of 10 stitches plus 4. So I casted on 30 stitches and then plus 1, 2, 3, 4. So for a total of 34 stitches. The first row that we're going to do is a purled row. So very simple. And I did this with just the bottom. Like, this is the first row of the pattern. So just keep in mind that if you are making a hat or a scarf, that you should probably add a little bit of a border. As you can see, the bottom of mine is curled, and that's because I didn't start with a border. I just went straight into the pattern. So just keep that in mind, that if you're trying to make something wearable, I would probably do a stockinette stitch of about I don't know, maybe an inch or two, just so that you don't have that wavy effect, unless that's what you want, and then you can go for it. But yes, the first row is purled. This is a stockinette based pattern, so as you can guess, the next, once we finish these stitches, the next row that we're going to be doing is, yep, a knit row. So we're going to knit this row, each stitch all the way across. As we're finishing up this knit row, we're going to do the next row a purled row. So once again, with the stockinette stitch, just purl each stitch. Now that you finish that, we're going to get into our actual pattern. So we're going to knit 2. This is a bubble puff pattern. So we're going to knit the next 5 stitches. 4, 5. Now we're going to do something weird. We're going to turn our actual work, so pretend that that was the end of the row, and we're going to purl those 5 stitches again. And we're going to repeat that 3 times. So you're going to do the knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. And that will make your puff stitch. So what it does essentially is it lifts your work, because you're creating extra, you're kind of like adding a lot of rows to those 5 stitches, so it creates that little wave effect for you. So make sure you do that 3 times, the turn, and once you do that, I'm also a little sick, so sorry if I sound real nasally. Once you do that, am I done? Knit 5, and you got one more time around. Sorry. One more purled row. Now you're going to turn your work, you're going to knit those 5 stitches, and then you're going to keep going for 5 stitches. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're going to knit another 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. And now you're going to repeat that puff stitch in the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn and purl, then turn and knit, and so on and so forth until you get to the last 2 stitches, and then you just knit those stitches. So as you can see, we're coming up to the end of our row. We're going to knit those 5 stitches until we get to the last 2 stitches. And then knit those 2. And that is your first puff stitch row. So as you can see, they created a little wave. You can really see it if you can like pick them up, but if you turn it to the side, you can really see where they are being lifted, where the work is actually being lifted to create this puff bubble stitch pattern. So we're going to keep going because we're not done with this yet. We're going to repeat this by turning our work around and just doing the first 3 stitches, first 3 rows over again. So we're going to purl, knit, purl, and I will see you guys once we get to the knit stitch row. So now we're going to have puff stitches fill in the space. So where there's a blank space kind of in between, we're going to fill those in. So how we're going to do that is we're going to knit 2, and then we're going to knit 5, and then we're going to place our bubble stitch or puff stitch in the next 5 stitches. So that way we can fill in that space for you guys. And I'll let you guys watch this. It's the same exact way that we did the puff stitch earlier, it's just moved 5 spaces. So pretty simple, pretty easy once you get the hang of it, and it just gives you a really cool texture to your work. So hope you guys liked it, and I will see you guys once we get to the end of this row. And by see you, I mean you'll hear me in my stuffy voice. So as we are wrapping up this purl row and this puff stitch, we will knit the last 5 stitches and purl for the 3rd and final time. Sequence. At least I'm pretty sure. And turn your work around. And you basically just knit the last 7 stitches. So you knit the 5 stitches as you're supposed to, and then you have 2 stitches left, and just go ahead and knit those off. Those 2 on each side create your border, just to have everything centered. And you have your cute, adorable puff stitch pattern, or bubble stitch. I've heard it called both. So yeah, I hope you guys really liked this video and this tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you have any other requests for videos, please make sure to comment down below. I'm giving you a little side shot of these beautiful waves. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!